What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I will be discussing Game 6 of the Eastern Conference semifinals between the Miami Heat and New York Knicks. And man, this series has been, honestly, this series, after, going through 5 games, it's really been a series where you're looking at the Heat like, okay, they could have put the Knicks away in the last game, but the Knicks turned around and found a way to put it together and travel back to Miami. And of course, I mean, when you look at the Knicks without Emmanuel Quickly, it's it was going to be interesting to see how they was going to be able to play and not have that extra production, because Julius Randle has been, hit or miss in this series. The most consistent player for the Knicks has been Jalen Brunson. But if you're the Miami Heat, even with Jimmy Butler not having the best game 5, you looked at game 6 and said, okay, all hands on deck, get it together, put it together. And of course, Eric Spoelstra, for one, is a gamester. So he's going to figure out a way to implement other guys, whether it's Caleb Martin, whether it's, Max Strus, whether it's Duncan Robinson, who three ball has been showing up. Speaking of threes, right? The Miami Heat have been one of the better consistent teams shooting the three in the playoffs, nonetheless. But in Game 6, you still seen a heavy effort early on by Jalen Brunson. RJ Barrett was being aggressive, getting to the rim early. He wasn't really knocking down shots per se. It was really him getting to the free throw line. Mitchell Robinson was rebounding the ball very well, but Julius Randle's offensive game just never clicked in Game 6, honestly. And I think that was the story of the game for the New York Knicks. But for the Heat, I just feel like it was a correlation of a lot of things, from Bam Adebayo playing well to Jimmy Butler doing what he usually does to Kyle Lowry giving them some added, scoring and playmaking off the bench. Not only that, but then you add in guys like, again, I'm gonna mention Duncan Robinson. The Miami Heat, for them to be in this position of a play-in team, then turn around and get to a Game 6 in the Eastern Conference semifinals, and ultimately, prove themselves at this stage of the season, after I, for one, did not even pick them to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. I seen them losing to the Milwaukee Bucks, honestly. So them turning around and beating a team like the Knicks, who, had a lot going for them as far as momentum going into this series. But I feel like the Miami Heat just had a little more, because Jimmy Butler, other than Devin Booker, I said, has been the most consistent player that's left in the playoffs. Now, I should mention Joker. I didn't mention him in my last video, so I'm going to mention Joker as being one of the more consistent players that's still in the playoffs. But I feel like the Knicks just did not get enough to beat this Miami Heat team, especially from one Julius Randle. We could say when Josh Hart got fouled out, it's a lot of things. It just wasn't one game for me when it comes to a guy like Randle. It's a collective of things. We would have liked to see a lot more. Randle, I believe, averaged somewhere close to 25 this season, and he just wasn't to that level. We did hear the rumblings about him dealing with injuries going into the series and things like that. But, the Miami Heat were just the better team in this series. They do take the series 4-2 over the New York Knicks and are awaiting the winner of the Boston Celtics and Philadelphia 76ers series. So congratulations to the Miami Heat, man. I really, really, really am excited to see what they do with the rest of the season, honestly. And when you look at the whole, series, I don't think the Knicks should hang their heads low. I just think guys could have done better. I think Thibodeau could have done better. And, you know, as far as rotational players, yes, we know what Jalen Brunson was capable of, putting up 30 plus over the last 2 games. But again, for the Knicks to take that extra step, they're going to need a lot more from guys like RJ Barrett. I mean, a lot more. They're going to need more from guys like Obi Toppin. They're going to need more from guys like, you know, Josh Hart. It can't be just the Jalen Brunson show. Now, granted, the Knicks did come back late into that game, but bad plays and execution down, you know, the stretch of that basketball game is the reason why they ultimately ended up losing. And like I said, I don't think when Jalen Brunson chooses to go ISO, Julius Randle just can't be standing around, man. He has to be able to move and try to, you know, get rebounds or whatever the case may be, because the guy is an all-star. He has that caliber of talent. So, you know, congratulations to the Miami Heat, 4-2, beating the New York Knicks, and, you know, moving on in the Eastern Conference Finals, and we will see how things go. It's going to be a lot of question marks with the New York Knicks, and I will do that in a separate video. But as for this video, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. New York Knicks fans, Miami Heat fans, NBA fans, or if this is just your first time tuning into the channel, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can know anytime a video is being uploaded to this channel. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I catch you guys on the next video.